Hello and welcome to Mumble Cast, the all-day structured, purely research podcast extravaganza. My name is Liam, as always. I'm here with my co-host Kayla. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, fastest one
really
ever.
fast.
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm sweaty and minging because I've just come from the gym.
I'm not sweaty, but I also just came from the gym.
But you are minging.
What does that mean?
Oh, you don't have minging here, do you?
What does minging mean?
So minging's like gross.
Yeah. These shirts always smell really bad after.
Like, I don't know why, and I don't know if it's because I'm really bad at washing things. But
it's only this shirt that smells bad.
it's so musty.
Yeah.
I don't know why. No offense whoever makes these shirts, but this one's old because this one used to belong to Eric, our previous coach, I believe.
This one's brand new, and it still smells bad.
It smells bad. Yuck. But smell comes from bacteria. But maybe that just holds bacteria better because the type of fabric it is, I guess.
No. It's just the smell of the gym.
Oh yeah, the gym does smell a bit weird.
Yeah.
I'm so convinced it's an old slaughterhouse. It's clearly not, but I still think it is.
I don't think it is.
I don't know. How's your week been?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Fine. What did we do this weekend? What did you do this weekend? Fun?
I went to a lot of different places on Friday night, and then on
And
Saturday.
then ended up in the same place you started off in.
Yep.
And
then what did I do on Saturday?
Did we do something Saturday? No, we went to the gym and that was it.
Worked out.
Yeah.
And then I played Pandemic on Saturday night.
Well, I guess way to jump in. What's Pandemic?
It is the newest favorite board game of mine.
The newest favourite.
Yeah.
So it's a favourite board game right now.
Right now. Just for now.
Well, that's going to take us quite nicely into our topic today because our topic today is going to be board games.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of the history of board games, some of our favourites, some of the most popular.
Some interesting facts.
Interesting facts as always. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, well, in that case, let's get ready to mumble. So, Pandemic. Should we talk about Pandemic or do you want to go into board games history first?
Let's do board games history first.
Okay. So, Kayla, what was the very first board game? Or do you have
I'm not 100% sure, but they found like different like artifacts or drawings or like not hieroglyphics. Well, I guess it would be hieroglyphics. Kind of describing some old board games. So they have an idea of like some of the first ones, but there's not like a definite like this was the absolute first. It's kind of like in general.
What would you say is like the definition of a board game?
A game that has a board or like some kind of like thing that it's centered around.
Okay.
And then I don't really guess it has to have pieces, but as long I guess like markers to move around.
A tabletop a strategy game? No, it's not really. It's just a tabletop thing with a game, I guess. It's hard to describe a board game, isn't it? A
thing with a board and a game. No. So like something that like you move pieces along on.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So like a pre-marked surface, like a board.
Yeah.
With like a set rules.
Yes.
That's based on like strategy and may have like an element of chance.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying about hieroglyphics. You've seen. What's that?
So one of the first ones they found is called Senet. They found like evidence of that one. Senet.
Okay.
They found some in Egypt. Different like there's been markings on tombs of different versions of it.
What era is this?
Like 3100 BC.
Oh wow, okay. So you're looking at 5,000 years ago plus.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the name means game of passing, or it's thought to mean game of passing.
Okay.
There's not really a lot of rules that are known. I mean, it was really old, so they don't really know. But there's definitely been like a lot of different versions or like allusions to it. So they think that this is one of like the first official board games.
So the old ones I would think of would be like chess, checkers, like backgammon. That Chinese one when you jump over each other, you know, that black
Chinese
and white
checkers?
one. No, like I think that like Chinese checkers the same, but like you know the one where you got like a black and white thing and it goes over them. You used to play it on a computer as well, and you take over everything in between them. You ever played that? I can't remember what it's called.
No.
But they'd be the ones that I'd think would be old. Like if someone asked me. Maybe
so chess is one of the older ones. That was originated in India.
How long ago? Oh, I've got something here. It says it. Yeah, Mesopotamian.
Mesopotamian.
Thank you. And it says about 5,000 years ago. Chess. Okay, wow. So that's pretty old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of the ones that we still have. That would be one of the older ones.
Oh, and backgammon looks like it was about around that time as well. There's also one called Panchussus and Chapua, but I don't know what those are. Do you?
Never heard of those.
I'm sure they're probably games that we've got different variations of now, but we don't know it by that name. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a really cool one called Hounds and Jackals from Egypt. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
It was actually found in a tomb, and it's literally a board game. You've got a board with wee spots that you put. Have you seen the picture of this? Mm-hmm. It's got wee kind of pegs, and the pegs have got pictures of hounds and jackals.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, that is literally a board game.
Yeah.
That's gnarly. Guys, if you haven't seen it, go look online. Hounds and Jackals, Egypt 13th Dynasty.
I think the other one is called Go.
Go.
The black and white ones, maybe?
The
one you were just describing?
Okay, yeah, no, that sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, I've never played
that's
that.
exactly what it is. So I used to play this on the computer, and I never ever won. I have no idea how. I was younger, and I never knew how to play it, and then I figured out how to play, but it's a real strategy game, like real strategy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty difficult because, like, well, I'm not going to explain how to play it, guys, but it's a difficult one. How about Mahjong? Have you ever played Mahjong?
What is that one?
That's the one with these tablets. It looks like a domino. Domino's probably an old one too. Like a domino-looking thing. It's got a wee image on it, and like you have to delete them from like a stack. You ever played that on the computer? That was another one that used to be on like Windows XP or something. So that's where I used to play it. All these old board games.
There were so
computers.
many games on the computer that I didn't know how to play. Like Minesweeper, I had no idea how to play that for the longest time. So you just
long.
go click.
Yep.
And then die, and then you just go click again. Yeah. And like Hearts was the same way. Or not Heart. It was Freestyle. Freestyle was another one. I was just like, I'm just gonna drag and click cards, and hopefully.
Do you know how to play Freestyle now?
Yeah, I do.
I have no idea.
It's fun.
I wouldn't consider a card game the same as a board game.
No.
Though.
For sure
They're
not. I
different,
just
right?
got off on a tangent.
Okay, no, I was just wondering.
Games.
I wasn't sure if they were the same or not.
So then, do you have any more about older ones?
Well, other than like naming some of the games, you know, like there's a list of old games called Buddha's Games List, which is from like as the earliest known like game list itself. But there's a whole bunch of different games in that you kind of go through. But that is a list of things like a ball game, a dice game. So it's all it's listed, and board games was like the top of that list type thing. So I don't really have too much more without going into depth about what these games are. Okay. But it's clear that they weren't necessarily for kids. Mm-mm. It was to amuse adult. Yeah. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
My mum and dad loved backgammon. Okay. So my mum and dad used to play that a lot when we were kids. Like we'd go on holiday, the kids would go to bed, mum and dad would stay up play backgammon. They'd have these like score sheets of like who won backgammon. Do you ever play backgammon when you played that? So that's the one where you've got like two sides of these rows, lines, and you've got your different kind of markers placed around the field, and you've got to work your markers all the way around here, and they try to work theirs all the way around here. And then you've got two dice you roll, and you can, if you land on someone's that's a solo sitting one, it goes into the middle and it goes back to the beginning. And it
sounds like Mancala.
It's similar to Mancala, but not quite the same. Okay. But it is similar. It's a very similar principle, and also similar to Frustration. I think you guys call it. It's the one with the wee pop-it thing in the middle.
Trouble.
Yes, it's similar to Trouble. Okay. It's like a adult version of Trouble.
Okay.
Very same principle of it though.
Yeah.
So that backgammon, I remember Mum and Dad had a real nice kind of velvet and leather case version of it, and they loved it. Yeah, cool. It was cool. How about chess? We've played chess a couple of times, haven't we?
We have played chess.
So we both know how to play chess,
yes.
which is good. I know there's a few people out there that don't know how to play. That's a real tactical game. Mm-hmm. My dad taught me, and he had a couple of books on how to play chess. I think just out of he had them rather than he actually was. I don't know if he was a good chess player or not. He always beat me, but what do I know about chess? That's a game I really struggle to think more than like 2 moves ahead.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm sure if you played it enough, you'd get used to the kind of the rhythm of it. But
no, I'm always just like that very next move.
Yeah, and like you obviously got those sort of, what do they call those master chess people?
I don't remember.
It's something like the chess. What is it called? I don't know. It's like master chess man. I don't know.
Master chess.
It's something like some master something. I can't remember.
Chess master.
Maybe it is.
I don't know.
Can't remember. But that's really impressive, and but that's become such a skill game. It's crazy.
We learned in social studies in school.
Oh, really?
Which makes me wonder if like the teacher just didn't want to teach anymore. So he's like, "Let me teach you chess," and then we would spend periods playing chess.
Wait, what's social studies again? That's like sociology.
History.
What?
Yeah.
Why is history not called history?
Well, when you're younger, it's called social studies.
Why?
I don't know.
It's not social.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's just what they call it.
That's good. Did you have chess clubs in your school?
I don't even know if at that school we had a chess club, but
We didn't.
We definitely learned how to play.
That's good.
Which makes me think that he was just like, all right, this 6 weeks, go play chess.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. It does help you learn strategy and think about things ahead of time, which
it does.
A lot of kids nowadays could think of, myself included. Yeah, so it's clear that board games have been about for thousands of years.
Yes.
In various different formats, but almost, because a lot of games now still play off the, as I said, the things of backgammon and chess, and don't get me wrong, there's still some new board games out now that are so much better and still create a new board game, which I'll talk about later. But fundamentally, if a board game's created well, it can last sands of time, This has lasted longer than many buildings, many civilizations. Yeah. Chess, it's crazy. What else can you tell me about board games?
So moving past like the BC era all the way to the 18th century. Okay. In the US. So then, like, once the Pilgrims and the Puritans and everybody got here and started settling down, like, there were people who wanted to play games, but it was highly, like, frowned upon.
Frowned upon?
Yeah, it was viewed as, like, dice were viewed as, like, an instrument of the devil, and
it's weird for that mentality. What do you think that is?
I have no idea. I guess, like, gambling. I guess it came from that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because there is that sort of imagery with dice and the devil, isn't there? Mm-hmm. I guess it must be something to do with gambling. Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
So they had like checkers and bowling and card games and stuff like that, but it was just very frowned upon. But then some games started to become pretty big, especially like once like urban living started to get bigger. There was one called Traveler's Tour Through the United States.
Okay.
And
catchy name.
Yeah. And like later on, like most of the board games like that did come about were focused on like Christianity and like morality and things. So there was the Mansion of Happiness, which was a board game leading the path to heaven. And there was the Game of the Pope and the Pagan, and the Siege of the Stronghold of Satan by the Christian Army.
The Siege of the Stronghold of Satan by the Christian Army. Wow.
Yeah. That's so just crazy. Like different, like very Christian morality based games.
Mm-hmm. Was it used as propaganda, or was it just that's how people thought and that's what they just wanted to teach during it, rather taking it away from the devil? I guess.
My thought would be more propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Maybe it's a good way to teach a kid about it.
Yeah.
As in kids love games, so. True.
Keep
going. Sorry.
Yeah, so then a couple of other ones came about, like the checkered game of life, and that became more like that was actually the first. Like the checkered game of life became the game of life that we have now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So in that one, like. You were rewarded for like going to college and getting married and doing normal stuff of
being a good housewife.
No.
Yeah.
Yes,
back then it would have been.
It would have been.
Actually,
but that was like one of the first games that started to focus on like secular versus religion.
Nice. So what was that one called? Sorry.
The checkered game of life.
The checkered game of life. And when did that come about? Do you have that date?
1860.
Oh, so it's still really early on.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Okay.
Then the District Messenger Boy was one. That one was like focused on like capitalism, materialism, things like that, and was one that but led to the idea that like you could increase in your social status.
Okay. Nice.
So then,
do you think that was again just pipe dream type stuff, or do you think it was actually to just show people that they could do that?
Probably pipe dream, but I feel like a lot of people probably like held on to it.
Yeah, and it probably gave them maybe a bit of a kick as well. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
And then that whole like area.
So was this like a roll and move type game?
Yeah,
like roll a dice and move, and then and I'm assuming that checkered game of life was the same. Nice. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and then that kind of like whole era of those type of games culminated with Monopoly.
Yeah. So how do you think playing chess and checkers and backgammon is very 1v1? You have a board that you're sort of it's a battlefield essentially. Whereas I guess it maybe happened if they're traveling through across the US or whatever. Why do you think they changed from a battle? Well, I guess because it became leading towards God. So it became getting to an end goal rather than...
1 versus 1.
Yeah. I wonder if it was competitive then, though. Was it just who got to there first? I guess it becomes a race, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. That's fair. So, accumulate, what you said, that word. And Monopoly. So what year is this?
1935.
1935 is when Monopoly came about.
Yes.
Now, what do you feel about Monopoly? How do you feel about Monopoly?
It depends on who I'm playing with. I like Monopoly. Yes. I enjoy
playing Monopoly. I like Monopoly. Yes. That's it.
Yes. I do enjoy playing Monopoly a lot. I think that once it starts and it like goes forever, I start getting really frustrated.
So for people who don't know Monopoly, and I highly doubt there's anybody out there that doesn't, because it's maybe one of the most famous games in the world. It's a game where between 1 and 6 people start at the start of the board and they keep working their way around in a circle, continually working their way through. After your first time round the board, you can start buying properties. So each kind of marker, they're split into properties, stations, chance and chest cards, and then also some like taxes. And essentially you every time you close the loop, you get money, and then you can buy properties. Every time someone lands on them, you rent them out, and then you can build houses. So it's basically like you're developing and building a portfolio of properties and houses and hotels on the board. The way it goes on forever typically is that the 2 or 3 people own certain properties, are unwilling to trade or sacrifice anything, and people just keep moving around with either the very small diminishing losses or just keep building money and nobody actually loses anything.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a great board game.
Yes.
And it shows you that someone who has everything, there's no game left, there's no fun left.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I guess, the concept of Monopoly. Someone who owns everything, it's unfair on everyone else.
Yep.
Which is interesting. And I think that was, so you said it was done in the 1930s-ish is when it came big.
Yeah, 1935.
Who made it, do you know?
Hasbro? No, that's who's
I think
currently
Hasbro,
making
I think Hasbro have the rights to it now.
Yeah.
But it's a great game. It's really famous. It is. I know it as having the different areas of London on it. Is that the one that you know?
No,
So what's the one that you know?
I don't think.
So the one that I know.
I want to like get it out now and look at it.
So it's weird. But so this is another big thing about Monopoly now has changed. What the concepts are the same, but so many different variations. How many different
there
variations
are
have you played?
so many.
Do you have a list at all?
No, I don't. But there's like any kind of like
I would say
theme
there's
you can
probably
think of.
near
There's
1,000.
Disney Monopoly. There's
But even within Disney, there's like the Little Mermaid version, the Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse version, the Disneyland Paris version, the this or that version. There's a Pokemon version. There's the Star Wars version, the Game of Thrones version, Simpsons version. There is the Marvel version, Captain America version, Iron Man version. There is anything that has anything of pop culture. There is a version of it. There's like the 80th edition version, the Mega edition, the credit card edition. I
I don't think I like the credit card edition.
It takes away from the fun. Star Trek, anything that's got
Batman
pop
and
culture.
Robin edition.
Lord of the,
the
Rings,
Beatles,
Cities edition. So there's every city in the world
Christmas
can apply to
Story,
have one, and it's absolutely mental.
Dragon
So,
Ball Z,
Nintendo,
ESPN.
Jurassic Park. Can you think of any? I already said Simpsons. Damn, Millionaire version. But it's just there's so many of them, and people buy them, and they're all like between $30 and $80 each. So it's crazy. So we had the original, what we consider to be the original,
Okay.
and the Edinburgh edition. So nowadays I forget which one's what I would consider the original. But for me it was always London properties. What was yours?
I guess they were. I don't know. I had like New York Avenue and Kansas something and Kentucky.
So I really want to know. I'm actually wanting to find out what was the original edition. Like, what was the original board like? Because maybe it was the US and I just thought it was Britain or London because that's what I had.
Huh.
It'd be interesting to know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look it up. Oh, no, yeah, so it looks like it's States Avenue, Virginia Avenue, St. James Place, Tennessee Avenue, New York Avenue, Kentucky Avenue. Well, lots of avenues. Indiana, Illinois. So it looks like it's different states, unless these are all places in Washington or something. You see Park Place. So, yeah, for me, my original Monopoly was all London stuff.
That's really interesting.
That's the one I always remember. And then it changed to the Edinburgh one, so you had like the big streets in Edinburgh that I knew, so I could relate to it a lot easier. And I think that's a real good way to introduce it as a kid.
Yeah. Get
the one that you live to, because it introduces them to cities, places around your town, and it makes more sense. But that's really interesting.
It is.
I always thought Monopoly was an English thing, but I didn't realize now it's actually a US thing.
Yeah.
Damn you, US people, ruining all my childhood fun somehow.
So sorry. Oh, yeah, because it was designed by an American named Elizabeth Maggie.
Okay, and but 1903, and it's gone through various iterations from then. Yeah, nice. I think it's I don't know. We could probably look at it. It's probably not the biggest selling game ever, but it's it must be up there because it's crazy impressive.
It is. It sold so many.
So from there, board games just sort of kicked off and went crazy, pretty much, right? Do you know any other ones that have sort of been and come out early on are still massive?
I don't know the dates for any of them, but I feel like Scrabble and Risk could be.
Oh yeah,
Probably Clue.
Risk I've played a lot. Scrabble not so much because I'm not very good at it. Oh, Clue's good, so that's called Cluedo in the UK. So that's the kind of Poirot version. It's like the sort of detective game. That's good. There's also one called Strategio, which I have a Marvel version of it, and it's got really cool Marvel characters, like it kind of die-cast, but I don't know how to play it, so I've never opened it.
I've never played Strategio.
Yeah, me neither. Snakes and Ladders, I guess that's the one. That must be an old one, though.
Game of Life.
Yeah.
Candyland.
Candyland, what's that?
It's a kid's game, but it's kind of like the same thing with... It's kind of like Chutes and Ladders, where it's like the board game, except you don't have the shoots part.
Okay. So apparently there is numerous categories of board games, and they can be classified in various versions.
Okay.
I've got a list here of pushing probably 50, and I'm going to quickly run through some of them.
Wow.
So you've got abstract strategy games, which are these are the traditional ones like checkers and chess. You've got alignment games, which are like Connect 4, Tic-Tac-Toe, which we play a lot of, I guess. Auction games. Have you ever played an auction game? There's one called Hoity Toity here, but I've never played that.
No.
Chess variations, which are like 3D chess, hexagonal chess and stuff. I'm only going to read ones that I know actually some of the games of them. Have you ever heard of a game called Hex?
No.
Okay, I know that one. Cooperation games, like Pandemic.
Yes.
So that's one that we'll talk about in a moment because that's a fun new one. Count and capture games like Mancala and Backgammon, I'm assuming. Deduction games, Mastermind. You ever played Mastermind?
No.
So Mastermind is a two-player game. One person has like an order of coloured pins. Another person has like 24 guesses to guess the order. And they pin it up and then you have to... The person who's hidden them will tell you if you've got any of them right. So like, yes, you got one of those 5 right. And now it's like, no, you've taken it away. And so you've got to try and work it out from 24 goes. That's quite a fun game. It's like 21 questions sort of, but...
It's like a mix between like 21 questions and Battleship.
Yeah, it's very similar to Battleship. And I would assume Battleship's probably quite a similar one to that one. What other games we've got here? Economic simulation games is like Monopoly and The Game of Life, which we kind of spoke about. Guessing games like Pictionary. It says that all Battleships, but I think Battleship's almost like a more of that deduction game more than anything else. Hidden movement games, which is like Clue.
Hidden movement?
Hidden movements, right. I'll name some of these, but we've got historical simulations, large multiplayer games, learning communication, non-competitive games, Mancala type games, multiplayer games, musical games, negotiation games, paper and pencil games, skill games, position games, race games, role-playing games, Dungeons and Dragons, roll and move games like Monopoly, run and fight games, but so many different games.
Yeah.
Crazy. Train games. Trivia games like Trivial Pursuits, which is a great game.
Yeah.
War games like Risk and Conquer the Empire. World games like Scrabble, Boggle, and word games, sorry, not world. Boggle, anagrams. Anyway, lots of different game variations, all of which a board game will fall into one of those, I guess. So, what's next on your list of things?
Cool facts.
Okay, so let's
Talk
cool
about
facts.
Pandemic first or cool facts?
Let's go cool facts first, and then we'll talk about some of our favorite board games.
So these are this is 50 random facts, but I'm not going to go through all 50. I'm just going to pull out the ones I think are the coolest.
Yeah, okay.
So in order to this is for Boggle. F and K only appear on the same cube once, so it makes it they're only on one cube and they're both on the same cube, so you can't spell a swear word, certain word.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I mean, so many other words that have got F and K in them.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe the how often U might come up and C might come up because they're probably quite high value-wise as well. Okay, that's fine. That's an interesting fact, though. I didn't know that.
The phrase "back to square one" might have been inspired by Chutes and Ladders because you have to go back to the first square.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That does make sense. If you didn't think of it where it came from, yeah. Huh. That's good.
For Connect 4,
the
player who goes first can win 100% of the time.
Can win 100% of the time.
Which makes you want to challenge this, though.
I guess that must be right.
Yeah.
Can win 100% of the time.
That doesn't mean they do, but they could. They could win 100% of the time.
Because they have that one extra piece that they get to
guess.
decide where it goes. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Oh, the Game of Life, before it became, I guess, the kid-friendly version, it had spaces for suicide, disgrace, poverty, and prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that is the Game of Life, but damn.
Seriously. That's crazy.
There probably still is an adult version of it somewhere.
Probably.
That's crazy.
So for Jenga, the tallest one ever was 40 levels plus 2 additional blocks on top. That's a really tall Jenga.
That's really tall Jenga.
Yeah.
Damn.
So 2 on Monopoly. The longest game ever. Guess how long it went on for?
I'm going to say something like 7 months or something stupid.
I don't know how many. No. 36. No. 70 days.
Wow, it's like 2 months almost.
Yeah.
Or just over 2 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then one time this group was playing and they ran out of money for a 161-hour marathon game. And so Parker Brothers had a plane and then an armored car take them extra cash.
What, for real money?
No.
What?
Of Monopoly money.
Why did an armored car bring them cash? What? Money? What?
So they ran out of money, like Monopoly money, during
Uh-huh.
this 161-hour marathon game. So Parker Brothers sent them extra cash by plane in an armored car.
Why?
I don't know.
And they're still playing real money.
I have no idea.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Nice. Who brought them in?
Parker Brothers.
Who are they?
They were the
The
ones
people
who
that
owned it
owned
before
it before. Okay.
Hasbro.
Uh-huh. Nice.
Also, it's possible to win a 2-player game of Monopoly in 21 seconds with 4 turns and 9 rolls of the dice.
Because you can lose money if you land on all the taxes and go to jail or something.
Probably.
And how many turns? 4 turns?
No, 4 turns and 9 rolls of the dice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you start off... No, because you... How? But you start off with like 5, 9... You start off with about $1,100.
These are just the facts.
Fair enough. Okay. I suppose you lose when you run out of money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I guess so. Okay. Fair enough.
Let's see what else. Ooh, this one was cool. So the Allies during World War II smuggled maps, compasses, and files to prisoners of war by hiding them in Monopoly sets.
Huh, that's cool. Huh.
And another Monopoly one. Parker Brothers, or I guess now Hasbro, prints 30 more times Monopoly money every year than the U.S. prints real money.
I think I've heard that one before, yeah.
Crazy.
That's mental.
Guess how much the prize for winning the Monopoly World Championship is?
$100.
No.
Damn. I don't know how much.
$20,580, which is the amount of money that comes in the bank when you buy a set of Monopoly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, that's really cool.
That one was pretty cool.
How can you have... Because if Monopoly... I guess it's not all chance. You do have to have some strategy behind it, I guess.
Ooh, this one's cool. You know Alice Cooper, the musician?
Mm-hmm.
He adopted his stage name after a Ouija board told him he was the reincarnation of a 17th century witch.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Because I'm pretty
According
sure I've
to
heard
this
an
one.
interview of him tell how it came about. I don't think it was that, but maybe it was. I don't know.
I didn't realize Ouija boards were considered board games.
Board games, yeah. Well, they're not really harnessing the power of the dead, are they? No. I don't know what the actual game is, but I've never played it really.
So the highest possible scoring words in Scrabble are
Anti-disestablishment. Oh, you can't have that many.
one word that I don't know how to spell or say, and then Czechoslovakian.
Oh, Czechoslovakia would make sense, yeah. That's cool. I wonder how many times that's been played.
I know.
I'm assuming you have to have like triple score. Well, that'd be the one word, and then you can position it over triple score to
Yeah.
get even higher, yeah.
Oh, this one was interesting because you like Trivial Pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
So the author of a series of trivia encyclopedias sued the makers of Trivial Pursuit for allegedly stealing questions from his books. Because in his books, he made one question intentionally wrong so he could like find out if people were copying him.
Yeah. And they were infinite. Wow. Did he win? Does it say?
It doesn't say if he won or not,
Right.
but
He will. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, okay, I guess so. That's fine because you would have copyrighted the book. So yeah, I guess those questions would be a long time.
yep.
That's interesting. What a tricky move.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
smart.
We played Yahtzee, right?
Yeah. So you actually use a dice game where you go 5 dice, and it's very similar to. Well, it's not very similar to, but it has some similarities to poker
Yeah.
in the sort of arrangement of how you can win.
So the probability of rolling a Yahtzee in one roll is 1 in 1,296.
Oh, it's not actually that bad. I mean, I'd take those odds in the lottery any day.
Yeah. The odds of doing it
1,296.
all 13 rounds is 1 in 29 duodecillion, which is a 41 decimal number.
Yes, I can imagine that would be almost impossible.
Yes. Okay, those are my facts.
It's quite good facts. And some really good games in there. Trying to think some of the games that I played as a kid that were awesome. I played Risk. I enjoyed Risk. It's like you can get very aggressive with it. Not aggressive, but you can get angry with it.
I never played Risk.
No, it's quite fun. It's very individual, but it's quite a fun game. Maybe we have to get it and play it sometime. Okay. We have it at Brandon, so we can play it with you sometime. And you've got, what other games have we played? We played a lot of Monopoly. We played Frustration, or as you guys called it, Sorry. Do you think there is... No, it's different for us because we grew up with board games. But do you think there's a place in board games in the future? Or do you think it's all going to be electronic?
I don't know. I have a feeling... So, like, I don't know. I have a feeling a lot of it's going to be electronic, which makes me really sad because I think that's where a lot of those social skills comes, like learning how to play games. Yeah. Like, we make a lot of our students... That's part of the curriculum is playing games because learning that social interaction. Yeah. Which is really sad, but
I think it's really important, especially as like a family for us. As we still play games at family events, we still like we do it now. I can't tell if it's because we did it when we were younger or because we actually find it's fun and it's a good social thing to do, you know. And it's like, will kids just go? Because I played video games with my friends. I used when I was in uni, we'd go around, or high school, we'd go around to each other's house and just play video games together. So I guess that does have some social interaction, but now because it's all online, like we literally sat in the same room as each other. Yeah. But now it's all online. Maybe you do lose that social interaction.
But I think even with video games, it's different than that, like strategizing and things.
Yeah, so. That's true. Yeah, and so my mom and my brothers not play. What's that really famous one? That's got a hexagonal board. Oh no, how can I forget it? It's very famous and it's like got a whole bunch of like expansion packs. You've played it. I think you've played it before.
Cards Against Humanity.
No, it's got like a hexagonal board that you're playing on, and let me. I'll look it up.
Oh, the like Settlers of Catan.
Yeah, Settlers of Catan. Yeah. So they play that. They really like that game, and they play that a lot. And I've only played it once or twice, and it's a good fun game. I just because I've moved away, I don't get to play with them as much. What other board games do we play? I don't know.
What's that one that we like to play that we yell at each other?
Resistance. So Resistance is an interesting board game because the board's got 4 dots or 5 dots in it, something, and everything else is just through social interaction, which is really cool. Yeah. If you have not played Resistance, guys, it's a good bit of fun. If you've got a good group of friends who like each other and can like have a confidence and comfortable with each other, it can be a good bit of fun.
It's so much fun.
We played it for 6 hours straight when I first played it. Not even joking, 6 hours straight. It was weird. We were drinking and eating at the same time, but still, it was crazy. And so tell me about this new game. I'm going to tell you about a game that I created after, but tell me about a new game, Pandemic.
Pandemic is a great game. So you start the game by infecting a bunch of cities with these diseases.
So wait, what's on the board?
The globe.
Okay, so the board's a picture of the globe.
Yes, with different cities on it. Okay. And then you start the game by like you and a team of 1 to 4 players. So you and a team of however many you have different roles and different abilities or whatever, and you work together as a team to then find the cures and eliminate, or I guess eliminate these diseases from the different cities. Cool.
And so, as you said, you've got to work your way around different cities and get there as soon as you can. And depending on what card you pick, after each turn you pick up cards, and infections kind of increase and epidemics happen. Yeah, it doesn't sound as fun as it actually is to play it. And the good thing about this one, I think the main thing that I like about it is you do it together.
Yes. Also, it's a different game every time.
Yeah.
It will never be the same game.
Which is like the strategy behind it is really difficult because there's no way if I do these exact moves I will win. Because the way it's shuffled up, it could be totally different every time, which is good. And you've got expansion packs, which all games have nowadays. But
like Drake and I played last night, and we were like 2 moves away from winning. We're totally going to win this. And then we lost because like one outbreak happened and it made 3 other ones happen. And then we had hit 8 outbreaks.
Damn. That's not so good.
Yeah.
I've only played it. I played it 2 or 3 times. I enjoyed it. But it's it's a good one.
Yeah.
What other ones? There's so many new ones. Like my flatmate loves board games, and him and his mates come around and play them. And I initially do enjoy board games, but I sometimes don't have time to spend hours playing them. But they can be quite good fun.
Yes.
And it kind of takes you out of your bored life sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's that boring. But.
I wish we could find a place outside to play them. I think that's my only thing. Like, I don't mind sitting down and playing a game, especially because like usually we've worked out.
Nothing stopping us going to a bar and taking one.
That's very true. I think we should do that next time.
I think we should do that. We can be that weird, creepy people that take a board game to a bar.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I mean, you have like Tea and Victory, but I don't want to have to go pay to play it.
But then you're also inside.
That's true. Yeah,
I want to sit outside.
Weird garden somewhere. Yeah, that's true. We can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you, me, and Brandon will happily, or Drake will happily do it. I don't know. A friend of ours may be a little bit more self-conscious about it.
No, we'll make her come.
Yeah, a couple of things, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think board games, I think they'll stick around longer than we think. How can they last 5,000 years but not continue?
They'll continue for sure.
I think there's still new ones being developed. There's still like that one, Cranium. That's pretty recent, really. And it's a pretty fun game if you've ever played it.
I've never played it.
And there's like, I'm sure Pandemic can't be that old and all these other ones. So there's obviously a market and it's quite fun to develop a game. You should try it sometime. So we had to do it for one of our university classes. We had to come up with a board game.
Okay.
So it was a big group of you meant to do it, but as a group, it's really hard to come up with a board game. So I just did it all, and I was like, "Okay, guys, you can have my marks for it." So I created this whole board game, and it wasn't anything crazy, but you had to include how the manufacturing process.
Okay.
So we were learning about manufacturing, mechanical engineering, and we had to sort of detail it out so it showed certain process types, so like batch processes and different ways of. If you're assembling something, how things go through, and you don't want to have any bottlenecks in this thing. And essentially, I made a great game, and I'm really annoyed I didn't properly keep tabs of the rules and stuff, because although it wasn't as cool as Pandemic, it was relatively strategy based, and you can work through it. I've got a couple of videos on my old laptop of how to play it, because I had to submit a video and stuff. And
that's really cool.
You colored in. It was a really cool game, and because you could go down one path and you get to the end. And you had to go down another path, and these things had to meet up for you to get a point type thing. But if you did too much of this, you would lose this and that, and blah blah blah. But it was all right.
Do you still have the game?
My mum and dad might still have the board. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's.
You should check when you go home.
It's fun. It's interesting because creating a board and a concept is fine, but creating a game out of it, and that one that can be repeatedly played and not just like, well, if you do this, you win type thing, takes a lot more thinking and involvement if you can. And the people that do come up with board games, they must be pretty savvy people, I think.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
I had a kid. Yeah, I want to play yours. See if your parents.
Let's see if I can find it.
Have it. I had a student who he loved coming up with board games, and he would come up with like a board game for everything. So he came up with one for PE.
Okay.
And it's like very like basic outline of a board. It was just like a circle around, and then there was like one little cut through, and like not the best laid out one, but I really liked that he took everything I'd already taught them in PE and then turned it into a board game. And so like you'd roll a dice and you'd go a certain number of spots, and then like you earned however many points. Like different movements were worth different amounts of points. So if you landed on like 5 jumping jacks and jumping jacks were worth 1 point, you'd get 5 points if you did it. Yeah. So it was like making them work out. Yeah. And to get points.
So that is cool. And I think that alone shows you that there is still a place for board games. Yeah. You know, that a kid who has access to computers and this and that is still taking the time. You know? Maybe that will end up becoming he'll go do, or maybe not, but he could become a computer programmer to create games that way. But either way, it's still that basis, you know. I think a lot of programmers that program games now, they probably were interested in things like that. You know?
For sure. His last spot before the finish was lose all of your points. And then every single time we played it, he'd land on that one. And then he'd get so upset. And I was like, why did you put this on here then?
It's one of those things, like, there was a definite era where board games were being made and they're like, okay, we need to have something that just ruins everything. And there was like an era of that. I think it's kind of stopped now, but I remember having a bunch of games like that when I was younger. I was like, oh, this just ruins all the fun. Mousetrap. Do you remember Mousetrap?
Yes.
I just forgot about Mousetrap. I don't know how I forgot about that one. That's a great one. I enjoyed playing that. Got to create that wee sort of maze.
Yeah.
Alright, what would you say is your favourite game then? Favourite board game?
Of all time? That's so hard. I played Yahtzee a lot growing up, so I still have like this very fond memory of Yahtzee.
Oh, okay.
What about yours?
I don't know. I want to say Monopoly, but really, if someone said, do you want to play Monopoly? I was like, no.
Yeah.
You know?
It takes too long.
It's just, it's maybe because I played it so much, it's lost its fun. I do enjoy playing chess. I don't really want to say that's my favourite because it's not the most social and most fun, like because it's you against someone else. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Clue. Never a big fan of that. I never felt like it was really. It wasn't even so much a strategy.
Yeah.
You had to just
moving
work
around.
A lot. Yeah, so I'm never a big fan of that. I don't know how it made it so big. I don't know. You know what? I'm always open to new board games.
Me too.
And we've got Pandemic to play. I think we should maybe try and get Settlers and see how it is.
Okay.
If you've never played it, because it is a good game. Oh god, we're dorks.
We are.
I still want to play Dungeons and Dragons.
I do too. If
really
you read the rulebook, we'll play it. I just need somebody to, like, because I'm not going to read the rulebook. No. So I just need somebody to know what we're doing.
The thing is, if you DM, you don't get to play, you know? So like, you don't become a character because you're DMing it, Dungeon Master.
What if we...
I'll be happy to be a Dungeon Master. I'll just need to read it.
Okay.
I don't know if our friends will get involved.
Oh, 100%. We're making this happen.
Okay, I will put that at top of my reading list.
Okay.
Just to get through these because it may be quite fun.
Right there on top.
Right on top. Yeah. Yes, guys, we will be geeks, but it's all fun and games. I keep telling you, I listen to these listeners to Dungeons and Dragons podcasts, and it's obviously they make it sound more fun because they're all comedians and they're doing this and that, but it can't not be fun for it to have lasted as long as it has.
We get
to use our imaginations.
We can't tell the people what we're playing. It's just like, hey, we're gonna have a game night. Me and you will set it up.
Yeah, we won't even call it that. We'll just call it something else.
Well, yeah, and then we'll get here. You'll explain what we're doing, and then we'll start playing. And then at the end, we'll be like, "Playing Dungeons and Dragons." Oh
yeah!
Yes, let's do it. Sounds like a great idea.
I'll see what I can do because you have to kind of, you have to write a storyline to some degree. Like, so the idea is you try and, regardless of where they go, you try and lead them to this end.
Okay.
And that's the difficult bit, trying to get them to somehow end here. So that's what I'm going to have to try and do. So the ones I listen to have like 60,000 word stories, and they do that over like months. And so this is not a game you play in an evening and you're done. Or very, very rarely is it played in an evening and done, because it totally depends on how you work it. And so that's why most of Dungeons and Dragons, like, you've seen Stranger Things. Yeah. You know, it's just something you continually play for a while. But you get great characters and levels, and it's fun.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh my god, what a dog. Oh no.
I know. It's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. That's who we are.
Yep.
Fuck, we do a podcast about nothing. Of course we're dogs.
Yes. But next week, we can talk about
so guys,
which is also
I'm not even going to talk about shits and hits because I've been avoiding everything right now. Actually, I've been watching a show called Ink Master, blah, 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 blah. I want more tattoos, blah, blah, blah. I don't want tattoos, blah, blah, blah. That's my shits and hits for this week. What's yours?
I don't have any either.
I've been
avoiding things too.
I don't like it in my eyes. Anyway, boring. Endgame. We're seeing it tomorrow.
Yes.
Finally. It's out. It's had a cracking weekend. It's had about 1.2 billion. So lots of people can see it. I've had literally no reviews. So I have no idea what it is. I'm assuming it's good. But I've had no reviews. I don't want to hear any reviews. Shut your mouth. Even though I've seen it by the time this goes out probably. But I can't wait.
Yep.
And next week we're just going to talk about that. So major spoils for next week.
Yes.
For the 12 of you that are listening who haven't seen it.
Hopefully you've all seen it by then. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Send us Instagram, Twitter, at the Mumble Cast. Send us your favourite board games, what you liked, what you don't like. If you have any ideas, if you've got a board game you created, send it to us. We'd like to play it.
Yeah.
We probably could have talked a little bit more about the history of board games, but this is just us banter. It's a Mumble Cast for you. No facts. Purely researched podcast extravaganza.
Yeah.
I didn't say that word right. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
As always, I've been Liam.
I'm Kayla.
And this has been Mumble Cast.
Bye.
Bye.